And good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you're watching from the Philippines and from all over the world. And welcome to my podcast, the RJ Ledesma Podcast. Now, in my podcast, I interview the country's pioneering business personalities and entrepreneurs to learn more about how they think about business, what are their success secrets in business, and can we hack those success secrets? How have they innovated and pivoted their businesses during this new normal? And more importantly, what opportunities do they see emerging in the next normal? Now, is there a business personality over there or an entrepreneur that you would like me to interview here on the show? I would love to have them over here. I would love to learn from them, as I'm sure you would love to learn from them as well. Please let me know. Drop me a message. We are also live right now on Kumu, CBRC TV, Global Pinas TV, and of course, the Bounce Back Network. Now, oftentimes people tell me that I am a multi-hyphenated person and also a serial entrepreneur. But my guest for today beats me in all those different aspects. She is the multi-hyphenated serial entrepreneur. And I'm very happy to have her here on the show to learn more about how to do business, particularly in the new normal and leveraging a lot of the new fintech technologies at the same time. Tonight, my guest is MJ Gaan, who's the founder of BDI Inc. and FranetaMall. She is also the co-founder of Innoventure Group and CM Ventures. MJ is truly a visionary serial entrepreneur, investor, and business strategist. She is undertaking investments in pandemic-proof digital ventures such as eCommerce, eSports, eBetting, eLearning, eHealth, eMedia, anything E-related, nandyan siya. Liquidation, virtual 3D platforms, ID and software developments, including, NFT, crypto, and the blockchain technology, and other parts of the digital ecosystem. Now, how exactly did she build all these businesses, and how did she maintain them, especially during this new normal? So please welcome here on the show, Miss MJ Gaan. MJ, welcome to the show.
Hey, good
Hi,
afternoon.
MJ. I'm so happy to have you here finally. You know what? A couple of years ago, MJ and I actually had a chance to speak in the same Seafarers Convention. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get together and talk at the time. But finally,
Right.
MJ, it's about time that we get to talk to each other here right now. So happy
Right.
to have you over here. Now, as people are joining us here today, and as we're doing this, before everything else, I want to let them know you were kind enough to give away some freebies to people listening to us here right now. What freebies do you have for them in store for them right now?
Right. We've got about 3 to 5 packages, so depends on who would like to participate. So I bet everybody is excited to participate because we have here different items like we have gift certificates from one of our brand merchants and partners. We have here electronic devices, something that's good for men and women also. We have also health and beauty products, essential oils. I guess these are items that you guys wanted to have for you and for your family.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, MJ. So,
Mm-hmm.
MJ, you know what? As I was reading your exhaustive
Mm-hmm.
business ventures, no, medyo mahirap talaga ma-comprehend lahat ng ginagawa mo. But one of the bigger things that you're doing here right
Mm-hmm.
now is what we call the Warehouse Club, which you
Right.
actually launched a few months ago. And I'm very happy that my business here in
Mm-hmm.
Mercato Central is
Right.
participating in the Warehouse Club. But can you
Mm-hmm.
tell us, in a nutshell, what exactly is the Warehouse Club, and what were the pain points that you were trying to address in coming up with the Warehouse Club?
Well, this is very exciting, no? And the reason why I want to first thank you, RJ, for guesting me over today because Warehouse Club is actually one of our, I should say, one of our biggest venture when it comes to e-commerce. Okay, because
Mhm.
Warehouse Club is that is also the reason why we're very excited to onboard Mercato Central, and we are on it already. So
Thank you, thank you.
looking forward that we could roll up already and gear up towards next year's full blast, ano? Kasi next month is next year na. So there.
Oh,
So we're preparing behind the scene with everything. But Warehouse Club, in a nutshell, is a full e-commerce multi distribution channel. Okay, so when I say
okay.
multi distribution channel, this is also what we call in another word is omni-channel e-commerce. So we have over 20 plus distribution channels or distribution platforms where we can place in all the brands, regardless if it's products or services, and help them market and sell these products across all these platforms we have. Because each of the platforms has its own captured market, its own audience, its own market already, which they could utilize and maximize for the brand's conversion of sales. So, syempre, sino ba dito ang ayaw na magkaroon ng benta
Benta,
online, right?
of course,
Of
oh.
course. So, lahat pa naman ngayon ay e-commerce, and more particularly those who would like to jump over online selling that doesn't have any experience before. So, this is a right time for them to do that, especially during the pandemic season. Halos nag-shift lahat ng mga traditional businesses. And even those existing online sellers already are diversifying also their e-commerce platform. So what does it mean? They would like to try out other platforms that they can, so they could probably at least have more opportunity to sell on different kinds of market. Okay, so that's what Warehouse Club is. Basically, it's an omni-channel distribution, or what we call as e-distribution channel, and also marketing services. We are also providing digital marketing services and advertising for the brands that are currently on board with us. So, with regards to the channels or distributions, we have multiple channels
Okay.
that varies on. We have drop shipping platform inside
Can you
the
sorry,
Warehouse Club.
very so I
Ito,
love
medyo
all these
technical
terms that
na.
we're throwing because but which is good, which is good.
Right, right,
That's why people listen to the show. They're going,
right.
what are these new concepts? What is
Mm,
drop shipping? Can you sige as we discuss ano ba yung drop shipping just so, para people get a better
goods.
understanding what it means. Oh.
Yeah, so drop shipping is a method of e-commerce because there are many types of e-commerce methods and all. But drop shipping is a method where a certain seller or a certain, like me, for example, I want to start my own online business, but I don't have yet the capital to start off that big amount for my online business. So rather, I would be partnering or I would be subscribing to a certain e-commerce dropshipping agency or e-commerce dropshipping platform where there are products already. Okay, so
Mhm.
my supplier will be the one to actually fulfill the orders that comes into my store. So all I have to do as a seller drop shipper or e-commerce shipper will just work on the marketing side. So I'll just have to
Mm.
market the products, promote the product across different social media pages, different social community groups, and then once there's a sales come in, so you won't gonna worry on it because my drop shipper or which is my supplier will be the one to fulfill it for you. So that's an advantage for a drop shipping.
I see. So let's go back. Really great explanation so people get a
Mm-hmm.
better idea of what it's like. Parang
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like they're white labeling the products and selling it
Mm-hmm.
through you, right? So you can be a marketer
Yes.
of different products, but you don't have any. You're not carrying any inventory. Yeah,
Right.
the company's
Mm-hmm.
carrying the inventory for you.
Right, right.
That that
You don't
that
you,
that
you
that.
you don't need to have a warehouse, an inventory system. That the drop shipper or your supplier will be the one to handle that for you. All you have to do is to work out on the operation of your stores and marketing the products inside the store. So we have that as well in Warehouse Club. That's the reason why we're very excited later on to give opportunities for people who wanted to start their online business, but they doesn't know how to start, where to start, how much to start, or even really have no capital to start with. So this is their best option.
Fantastic. So that happens in the warehouse club. Those are one of the options you
Yes,
offer
we
to
also
people
have
there.
that.
So
Yes.
what else you were discussing? Let's go back to what you were talking about earlier on. You were talking about drop shipping and other options, right?
Yes, and other options. So in e-commerce, we have drop shipping. That's one. We also have what we call e-commerce marketplace, or that's where the Lazada, Shopee, and other big e-commerce brands there are categorized. So when we say marketplace, these are e-commerce platforms with vendors within the platform. Okay, so mean to
Okay.
say there
Okay.
are multi-sellers. So that's one. So in Warehouse Lab, we have that kind of platform also. So mean to say we have sellers inside a certain platform where they're also reselling the merchant's products. So for example, like you or a certain merchant partner or brand would like to enlist their products with us, we will be enlisting their products across all these platforms of Warehouse Club. So mean to say there's drop shipping, there's marketplace, and there's also what we call affiliate marketing. So what's with
Mhm.
affiliate marketing naman? We have platform where we have over 10,000 plus resellers, online agents, or affiliate marketers per se. So when we see the reason why it's called affiliate marketer, because there's an affiliate link or affiliate code that these resellers are using every time that they are promoting a certain product under their store. Now this code, once it's being purchased by a certain buyer or customer, they receive a certain commission. Okay, so
Okay.
what will be the advantage of it? So it's actually a three-way advantage. It will be an advantage for the merchant, for your brand, because there's a people push to sell your product.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
resellers. Advantage for the reseller is, of course, just the same with drop shipping. You don't need to have your own products. You just resell these products within the platform. Use your marketing techniques. Okay, and
Okay.
the affiliate link. The third one is for the customers. So what's the advantage of the customer? They would receive a really, really great discount, 5%, 10%, up to 30% off by using that code of the certain affiliate marketer who is actually where you will actually purchase the product. So imagine mo, tatlong parties yung natutulungan sa affiliate marketing. And we have that kind of platform in Warehouse Club also. So
Okay.
there. So
I
that's
got that.
affiliate
But
marketing.
I'm wondering lang. So it's great. Is there's three different ways to be able to market with Warehouse Club. My question is, I hope you don't mind because some people they also might have
Yeah.
the same question that I have right now. Is
Mm-hmm.
what sort of differentiates you from the bigger players out there? I mean, people looking at the
Yeah, yeah,
larger
yeah.
third party marketplaces, they're going, okay, what sort of niche is where what niche did you see in terms of the pain point? Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure you were there. I know
Correct.
later we'll talk about how you being
Right.
a good, you teach people how to sell on Lazada. I mean, so
Yes.
you learn something from there, and you
Correct.
still saw, wait, there's a pain point here. There's something missing, and I can address that. What did you see as that thing that you could address that wasn't being addressed by the bigger, I guess, by the bigger e-commerce
Bigger
players? Oh,
e-commerce. Well, I believe in every e-commerce method there are its own advantages and disadvantages and all. But me, as a start when I started years ago on my online selling experience, I only had one product and only had one store by that time, and I was using that platform to sell what I have. And then it goes well. In fact, it was actually my breakthrough. The reason why I'm here right now is because it all started with just one product, one store. Eventually, it made me to the top where I had already multiple products, multiple stores, and multiple brands. Until I
okay,
now cater. Now I cater. No, the difference is that the good news is that since the start time of pandemic, I was thinking what else I could help more online entrepreneurs or e-commerce entrepreneurs. And currently, I have my partner with me, which is, you know him, Jason De La Rosa. So
Yes,
we
founder
part
of Bounce Back. Yes.
right, correct. So we partnered together because Jason is also into the e-commerce industry, right? But prior to that, I've been really practicing e-commerce already. Me myself is an e-commerce practitioner or e-commerce trainer also. So we combined all of what we have with regards to our experience and the platforms that we have and put it into one umbrella. Why not this time, instead of having just one e-commerce method which is beneficial for a certain seller, put it into one platform already or one umbrella where everything is there. Okay, so mean to say, if I'm a brand owner, you partner with Warehouse Club, we can promote you, we can sell you across these different platforms with thousands to millions of market captured market already. Now, if you naman as a seller and wanting to start a new business online, you don't need to find any other ways for you to start because we could cover that for you for dropshipping naman. Okay, so basically, instead of having just one store with you, this time you would have, as a seller or a brand owner or business owner, you would already have 20 plus channels or stores where you could market your product. So para kang sa physical brick and mortar, kumbaga instead na available ka lang sa SM, your product would also become available on Robinsons, you would also become available on Star Mall, also
Mhm.
available on different malls. So ganon. So that's how it works. And the very good news is that you won't need to do anything because we, the Warehouse Club team, will be the one to actually fully operate everything for you as a merchant or as our brand partner. So
I got that. Mhm.
all you have to do na lang is just really partner with us. We get the basically the digital assets from you. We market it across all our digital platforms and we sell it for you also across our platform. So unlike that, if you will start with your own, online business or online store, I should say, you'll have to do everything from scratch all by
That's right.
yourself.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I,
Mm-mm.
I have a question. I mean, another one that occurred to me. I mean, it's a really great idea, and I guess the next question I have is that people like the larger e-commerce players. I mean, they've got I guess they've got the capital to burn to be able to build a large customer base. But how are you able to hack the ability to build a large customer base via Warehouse Club? So my assumption is that Warehouse Club was developed amidst this pandemic. No, it's a pain point that you saw in
Yes.
the pandemic. So nabuhay siya, naanak
Mm-hmm.
siya during this time. But then how did you have to build such a big customer base kaagad for Warehouse Club? Were there techniques that you learned via your experience in Lazada or selling in Lazada that you were able to reutilize over here?
Yeah, that's one point also. And I guess because e-commerce really an ever evolving, I should say, method of selling or online business. Because every
Ah,
now and
okay.
then, it's really evolving. Just like digital marketing on Facebook, there's a lot of algorithms every now and then that you'll have to really work around. Okay, technically speaking, on that part. So, pero kasi what happened was each of these platforms that we have, this has been some of our platforms within the Warehouse Club has been operating prior the pandemic pa. So
Mhm.
we consolidated all of these platforms, put it in one, and instead we offer this Warehouse Club offering you the all-in-one e-commerce, e-distribution, fulfillment, and digital marketing service provider for you. So kumbaga, may existing na kami prior pandemic pa, and then we have come up with a lot with more platforms inside of the Warehouse Club. So hindi na siya ganun kahirap. So, from those existing platforms, we have our customer base na doon.
Okay.
For the new ones naman, there were already majority or were positive with the outcome that we have made. So, it's a continuous, also simultaneous way of how we do the marketing internally din talaga.
Wow, I'm so impressed by this one, MJ. Just how many? Give me an idea just of how big the Warehouse Club has grown. When did you launch it? How many months ago did you launch it officially?
We had our press launch. Remember, we invited you,
Yeah,
right?
I was
So
there.
we
Oh, that's
just,
why I remember.
yeah, right.
Wow.
So we officially just started during that press launch. But months ago, we have working soft. We have our behind the scene operations already. Because the good thing also is before we launch Warehouse Club, we already have the some of our partner merchants. Some of our brands that are with us already prior to launching Warehouse Club. So it's quite not too much of a challenge for us, but instead challenge where we have to make sure that we have to meet expectations of the brand partners. Also, we have to help them more, considering that we have helped them with prior having warehouse club. What's more in it for them here? So ganon. So
And how many? Yeah,
leveling up our
your services. And how many brands have you onboarded, and how many clients do you actually have on board for Warehouse Club right now?
well, the fresh ones that we have, hindi pa kasama yung mga existing ones, is less than 50 from the time that we have started. And this brands is may mga sub-brands pa, just like with you, right? You have a lot
Okay,
of
okay,
brands,
get it.
vendors. So it's really multiple brands under under the main brand or under the main partner merchant. So there. Hindi namin ma-check pero honestly hindi pa kami ganun ka full blast right now eh. Kasi if it's our goal really talaga is to cater more right now, enlist them, preparing them for the kickstart this first quarter. So we're on that phase right now. Since we have just recently put in a lot more efforts on putting in more e-commerce distribution channels inside the warehouse club. So finish na kami sa part na yan. What we're working on right now is to continuously, onboard more partner merchants with us.
Got that. And how many customers do you have like on board, right, in the platform, or subscribing or patronizing the Warehouse Club right now?
Well, right now, kasi each of the platforms has its own different captured markets and
I
customer
see.
base. So
I see.
iba-iba din siya. Iba pa yung
Mm.
buong warehouse club itself. So totality, I'm not sure if the deck was shared with you before, but overall we have over 30 million plus reach with the whole
Wow.
platforms we have. Although
Wow.
itong reach na kasi na to, this already includes the affiliate marketing group that we have, the reach of that certain platform that we have, and a lot more. So we're also trying to be more specific on the data, wherein once a certain brand on board with us, how are they after 3 months? If saang platform sila talaga mas mabenta, mas mabilis, or saang platform sila hindi ganon ka achievable yung target, something like that. So it works case to case din talaga per brand.
I see. I'm so impressed by how far it's come, MJ. And behind the scenes we've talked. I didn't realize how young you were, and you've established so much with your company. Can I take a step back and really look at the secret origin of MJ Gaan? I mean, how did this all start off for you? Are you I mean, the way that I see it is that I read a bit about your background. You're like a self-made entrepreneur. You started off in Lazada. Tell us a bit more about that one. Is that where your origin started off, or was it even
Hindi,
before that one?
hindi pa.
Was it,
Even
oh,
prior to that, I've had a lot of, so many failures. My gosh, I think I cannot count with my hands of how many failures I've made. And
great, great.
oo.
Pakikwento yan. That's the more exciting part of what people want to hear, because we don't want to hear if you just hear about the success stories.
Correct.
People get intimidated kagad because how can I do that?
Correct.
But I want to show people that to get where you are, it's a lot of
Yeah.
failure. But in every fail, entrepreneurs like you and hopefully like me, we have what we call the growth mentality. We don't see it na,
Right.
ay, failure, hindi ko na, kasi mga Pinoy, failure, hindi ko na kaya, parang dinidib nila yung failure nila. But actually, failure is like, okay, I failed, I feel bad, but in the end, what did I learn from this one, and how did I move forward, right? I guess what did I get from that failure? I was able to use that one and move forward. Maybe you can share with us a bit more of the highlights of your story of how you began as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, sure. I would be glad to share. And there are a few who knew already about some of my experiences, but I really started even during my schooling years pa. I mean, achievement na sa akin yung nagbebenta talaga ako habang nag-aaral ako noon, So, elementary, high school.
Elementary, high school
Since
pa. Wow.
elementary, high school talaga, nagbebenta-benta na ako, nagsa-side retailing na ako with my classmates. And the reason why is because I grew up with my grandparents having that privilege pa that time. Pero kasi iba yung feeling ng fulfillment sa akin yung I get my own at my own efforts. So iba yung feeling na nararamdaman ko ganun. Pero kasi my story is something different. It's not a rags to riches, but instead I've had that privilege, but it fall down after a few years, with my grandparents. And with that, I've learned so much to strive harder by my own. So I started to do sideline retailing, elementary, high school, until such time that I was even also a scholar pa nung college na yun. So yung naiipon ko sa pagbebenta ko at naiipon ko, kasi my tito and my dad is supporting me during my college. Yung mga naiipon ko, because I'm also a scholar, I was able to use that for the medicine naman ng lola at lola ko, and a little savings for myself until such time na nung pagka-graduate ko. I still work, actually. I've been an employee for 5 years. So I use all those experiences during those times. So yung first work ko, I still had my sideline retailing pa rin. Kahit nung
Ano
nag-graduate
sideline
ko.
retailing mo? Can I just ask, I'm curious, what products were you selling at, ginagamit mo ng e-commerce at the time or just face-to-face?
Yes. I was using that, but if you remember itong mga tinatawag na sulit.com, isd2.ph, ito yung mga old e-commerce sites no na buy and sell lang talaga, parang classified ads. Wala na yun ngayon eh. Sulit.com is now under Carousel, I believe. Isd2 wala na. So, it's a manual I post, and then so I buy what I sell before after college na, kasi may konting ipon na ako noon that time kasi so prior college kasi yung binibenta ko mga kung ano yung binibenta ng ano yung piniprepare na ko at ng lolo ko, like mga popcorn, samut-sari, nag ano pa ako niyan, Sarali, ano pa ako, mga ganon, Avon, etc. Pero here comes nung college ako, nakapag-ipon ako ng konti. So I use that to buy gadgets in Green Hills. So I used to buy phones, second-hand, laptop second-hand, and I get these items and sell this times 2 of how much I purchased it. So I post it online, mga manual pa to, very manual. So kapag may nagkaka-interest, we meet up, or we pay in cash, yung mga ganun pa, wala pa mga GCash noon masyado, or online banking. Wala pa. So that's how it started, hanggang sa I was working, but I was also doing other 3 more works pa, sideline work and sideline retailing. So talagang ma-aggressive ako masyado, kasi nga masaya ako kapag kumikita ako. So it's really a fulfillment to me, kasi I'm also able to help more my family, myself. Pero hindi ako kasi maluho. So instead, ang ginagawa ko, dahil hindi ako maluho, lahat ng kinikita ko, pinapaikot ko rin siya. I buy more something so I could sell more. So ganon. Hanggang sa I had this work, I was there for 3 years, and that molded me to where I am right now also. That was my turning point. It's because I worked hand in hand with my former boss noon, where she actually took me in for a 3-month intern, hand in hand sa kanya. Natuto talaga ako. Meaning to say is, I was the one who represent for her with the clients, with her partners, and all that stuff. So I get to meet a lot of different people. But in the middle of those experience, there's this one person with me. There's this one person who got to get an interest of starting a business with me. So inoferan ako bigla. So why not start a certain business? It's more of a data mining business. So actually, he was he was the one who believed on or initiated this business with me. And sabi ko, sige nga, matry ko. But because I'm an IT by profession, so nag-work pa ako sa IT field hanggang sa operations, sa marketing. So nung nakakabenta na ako ng mga franchising business, ng mga ganon, during that time nung nandun ako, kasi yung work ko before doon sa former boss ko bago ako naging full-time entrepreneur is into distribution and franchising. So we do have franchising with mga sa stores. We also have franchising of massage spa. We also have clinics franchising, mga ganon. So kapag
so you were IT but you were working in a franchising business, tama ba ako?
Yung few years ko, I was an IT talaga, also working in a Microsoft product. And then my sideline na nagtuturo ako in a school for an IT course, and then nagsa-sideline retailing ako. And then years after,
okay, so talagang
talagang
but that's really built into you, because for many people, like for me, when people ask me, do you do a lot of different work? Yes, but it just makes sense to me. But for you, so hindi ka napapagod, hindi ka na nalilito sa lahat ng trabaho mo. How did it make sense to you na marami kang ginagawa pero kayang-kaya mo pa rin? What was going on in your head? Ba't kayang-kaya mo?
kasi nakita ko yung meron dati, kasi lumaki ako sa lolo't lola ko, no? Nakita ko yung karangyaan ng buhay nila hanggang sa nawala yon. So I felt bad that like even yung bahay namin noon nung kabataan ko pa noon nasanla na sa bank and all that stuff and all. Hanggang sa nawala lahat. I was ako kasi yung panganay na ako, ano. So I even have my two yayas with me. I mean, I've had those privilege. I mean, only during those times na hanggang grade 4 yata ako, no? Or grade 6. But it fall down quickly. Like parang in a snap, wow, what happened? Hanggang sa nung huli, ako na yung nag-iigib ng tubig, ako na yung naglilinis ng bahay, nag-aalaga sa lolo at lola ko. And then, I experienced that hardship. I experienced that well-off few years, but I also experienced that hardship. And I told myself, I will not gonna let this happen again. And especially that I still have my lola at lola noon. Although my lola is still with me, yung lola ko wala na, 10 years ago. So that was my drive. Kaya nung habang nag-aaral ako, I was in college and I was a scholar. May ipon ako, nagsa-sideline retailing ako hanggang sa nakagraduate na ako, nag-iipon ako sa work ko, nagsa-sideline pa rin ako, etc. I make it a point na I buy something, I give happiness to my lolo at lola, I make memories with them, I buy anything that they want, and I buy anything that especially that they would be needing, their medicines, the maintenance, the helpers fees, and the shelter and all. So yun yung drive ko. Tsaka dahil nga alam ko hindi na kami yung katulad ng what I was when I was a younger kid. Sabi ko gusto kong mag-ipon, gusto kong umangat yung buhay namin, at I wanted to help my siblings. So yon. So that was my drive talaga. And I was single by the time. So it's easy for me to still focus on myself and focus on my goals and focus on helping what I can for my family. So since 19 years old, I was a co-breadwinner already. So basically, kumbaga nasanay na ako na talagang push there and left and right, benta di kasi as we all know sa negosyo talaga it's sales. So regardless whether what industry I am, be it in IT, be it in operations, be it in manufacturing distribution, it's really a fulfillment to me if I make a deal, and this deal is something na the business would grow and I have something in return as well. Jason know that because we just recently had our partnership this year. We built another company, and he knew na talagang into dealings talaga ako. I mean, I want to make sure na may benta ko. I want to make sure that I close a deal. I'm more into that acquisition and. So that's who I am. So that was my drive, and so year hanggang sa yun na nag-start na ako ng sariling akin. Pero habang sinisimulan ko yung business na yon na offer sa akin before, I still don't have the capacity to.
Tama ba ako? This is the data mining
by the way.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, this is the data mining business. So with the data mining business, I don't have yet the capital, although that person invited me to start it off, but it was still a challenge because I still have to create the business idea from scratch and offer it to potential investors. Okay, so remember I was still working this time. I was still working full time to my previous work, ano. So I was really hustling. So habang nagtatrabaho sa gabi, nagsa-sideline pa ako, tapos inaasikaso tong little idea, business idea na I wanna make it happen. So mabuti na lang at nagkaroon ako ng consultant before who was really a great help to me when I was starting it. And then I was able to pitch that. Nakakatuwa kasi when I was trying to start that, this person who initiated to start or build this business with me was actually supportive naman, but not in a financial status, Instead, he referred me to potential business investors or business people who could help me out. So, dun ako mas lalo natuto. I was, I think, 23 years old by then, and I was already pitching to really big tycoons already in the Philippines. Not to mention those names, Pero I have those photos with me. Pag binabalikan ko, shucks, nakausap ko pala. I even one time go to the office of Henry C. And, I only have my presentation with me, hard copy pa. And I wanted to present whatever I have. And parang sobrang aggressive ko, like, hey, look up, take a chance, look up this opportunity that I have. I want to share with you. And asked me how much I was actually asking. Itong mga time na to, nagsisimula pa lang ako, wala pa akong laptop na ginagamit. Talagang presentation hard copy. I was pitching for 120 million business
Wow.
deal that time that I wanted to start off. And because this was the plan yung consultant ko and I was working hand in hand for this project, and that was the money because data mining during that time is really big pero underutilized in the Philippines, So here comes all the meetings that I had. I presented here. I even had that group presentation for a cooperative, etc. And well, God is good because I was able to make a deal. I was able to have a good deal. Actually not really a good deal, but ask me how much I was able to close on my first investor, my first business partner, from
How
120
much?
million. Yeah, but I think that only 10%. That's only 1.2 million. Imagine that.
Okay.
So I was able to close 1.2 million, and then that 1.2 million, we worked it out. So we had our office, started up hiring people, operating already the business. But 6 months after, just a lot of other experience with the entrepreneurs, it didn't fly. So it had to it had to in short stop the operations. So I was freaking stressed that time kasi first time ako na out na ako sa work, ito na yung ginagawa ko, full time na ako, I don't know where to go, I don't know how to restart again. So parang for me, it's like, katapusan na ng mundo. Kasi wala akong idea. Although I do retailing and all that stuff, so sanay akong magbenta and all. Pero to start off with everything at hand, and I have my investors with me or partner with me, parang it's something very new to me. But little did I know, I continue to strive, So I had left and right other projects that I was working, and good thing I was able to save up a little more and restart it over. So actually, that was BDI. And up to this point, BDI is still up and running with a diversified portfolio already. So from data mining, believe data intelligence, to now business diversified intelligence. So before, so we have had a lot of phasing, from phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, name it, until we were able to make a good model already for BDI to now having 3 divisions na under. So we have the services na, we have the ventures, and we have now the products, and that's where FranetaMall naman comes in. So
Wait,
years
just to
ago,
clarify, no, BDI's Business Diversified Intelligence. This was your second
yes,
business, I guess, diba? After the data mining didn't do well, you did
yes,
BDI. Oh, and then
yes.
what made BDI different? From what did you learn from data mining? From I guess from the failure of the data mining company, then you came up with BDI. What did you learn that you were able to do
Actually,
differently
Actually,
for BDI?
bago pa mismo yung diversified intelligence, data mining muna, no? Second is, I entered, so 6 months after yung data mining, hindi nag-fly. I entered into another phase wherein pumasok naman ako into what we call quadrant solutions. So yung training services, manpower, business solutions and consulting. It still didn't fly after few months again, or I should say for another year. Hanggang sa third phase na ito na, business diversified intelligence. Dito na nagsimula. So we now were nagkaroon ako ng rephrasing talaga along with my core team na naiwan sa akin kasi I have to basically restart all over eh. So those na naiwan sa akin up to this point that are still with me from the time that I started data mining pa lang. So
Okay.
So now what happened was, so imagine mo from data mining to quadrant solutions into right now diversified intelligence already. So mean to say we now have different kind of services. We now also have ventures under BDI, and we also have products na division. So it catered a lot already from services and products. So what does it mean? Dito na nagsimula na I come up with an idea to put up a FranetaMall. Okay. So ano yung FranetaMall? So doon na pumasok yung Lazada journey ko. So I was offered with a certain product na ang nakakatuwa pa dito nung sinisimulan ko nung nire-rebuild ko ang BDI actually is I was offered with a product that I don't have yet the capital. So ang ginawa ko, muna siya, I only issued muna a check at pumayag naman, and then every now and then pagka nabebenta, pag binibenta ko, yun yung pinapambayad ko, pinapaikot. With one product, 6 months after, it may become 2 products. A year after, it became multiple products and multiple categories to having multiple stores na. And then a year after, or after a year, Lazada already approached me na noon. Oh, how was your journey in Lazada? Ganun na. So I shared my
So wait,
journey.
so Freneta is the mall that you created inside Lazada, a virtual mall. Is that correct?
Yes, a virtual mall. Yes, but we also have our FranetaMall platform itself, which is FranetaMall.com. You will be able to see that. Bago pa magkaroon ng sariling FranetaMall platform or web store, sa loob muna kami ni Lazada talaga. So that's
Okay.
how
Bakit Freneta yung pangalan?
That's a good question. FranetaMall is actually it inspired me because of our, ika nga yung life ko with my grandparents before, with our privileged life pa noon, which is we have our own friend store, general merchandises, a big merchandise in the province before. And then, sabi ko, ano kayang name ko sa store? Until naisip ko, ang lolo't lola ko nga pala. But this time, I'll make it digital. So from Freneta Store, wholesale and retail, to now, Freneta Mall, digital online store. So, yun yung ginawa kong story behind Freneta Mall. And natutuwa naman ng lolo ko.
Ano ginamit mo? Nagamit
Oo,
mo.
natutuwa naman.
Anong mga produkto na nasa Freneta mo nung una?
More of consumable products. If more of health beauty products yon. Something supplement you intake. That's why from that one product, ang maganda kasi dito during that time, there's nobody else selling that product. So, kumbaga nakuha ko yung market. So, I was the only one who rebranded the product. And then 6 months after, katulad na sabi ko, I added one more. So, in just a matter of 1 year, sobrang laki ng bulusok, laki ng growth talaga. To the point where Lazada contacted me already to share my story. Hanggang sa kinuha na rin nila ako to become appointed trainer, Lazada trainer, until sa siya na they now took our company, which is BDI, to become their accredited service provider for the entire Lazada Philippines seller community. So what does it mean? We are also helping already my co-other sellers build their store, rebuild their store, revamp their store, design their store, make content for their store. Basically, we've become a service provider for Lazada Philippines na rin because of that experience. So there.
Wow.
So, Ganon yung naging journey nun. Hanggang sa, but again, syempre, yung challenges, road bumps, hindi naman mawala yon along the way. So we had a lot of other road bumps also. Kasi what happened was, we were able to build FranetaMall, from one products to multiple products, to multiple categories and multiple brands, to now becoming a Lazada trainer and service provider for Lazada Philippines with BDI. The good thing is that, a year after that experience naman, we were now, a lot of brands already tapped on us. So asking for help already. Or how could we, boost up our products? How could we sell more and all, etc. So that's where we help them more and became their e-commerce enabler. So just like how we do now with Warehouse Club. So what we did was, pero nung nagsisimula kami is for Lazada sellers lang. Unlike itong sa Warehouse Club kasi it's not limited to Lazada sellers, not limited to Shopee sellers, because we're also doing Shopee and we have Shopee stores also. But instead, all brands who wanting to diversify their online channels or store channel distribution inside the Warehouse Club. So,
wow.
Yun na yung nangyari. Kaya yung experience ko now with Warehouse Club, basically parang tinagpitagpi siya from my past experiences, from handling my own products, rebranding my own products, selling it with just this particular platform, until servicing also other brands within this platform only, until such time that, the birth of Warehouse Club within the pandemic period because of longing for more ways on how to sell products. So that's where the Warehouse Club comes in naman na.
Wow. Can I just ask, it's such a great experience that you've had in such a short period of time, but in particular, I feel many people are curious, like, for you to shine in Lazada right now, it's very difficult for people to stand out. We've had Lazada here actually on the show, and, to stand out is an achievement in itself. Can you share some of the best practices, I guess, that what you've seen people doing wrong But not what doing wrong, but what are the best practices that will really make you shine as selling on Lazada or an online platform?
There are many ways talaga regardless if it's Lazada, Shopee, or other platforms, or even our platforms. It's really I always tell this. It's three ways number one, I want to make sure first what I wanted to sell. Kasi if you know what the product that you're selling, you know who would be your captured market or who would be your target market. Okay, that's one. Although the good thing is that in this time kasi, you don't really need to have your own brand of products na. Kaya nga good thing nga may dropshipping na, unlike before, wala pa nung nagsisimula ko, because you can start with general merchandise and just basically sell those and see which products will sell and fly. So all you have to do is just really market this. So that's one. Know what products you want to sell, or instead go for general products or general stores so you would see what product would fly. Number two is really have to market. I mean to say you have to make use of the social media because people are in social media na. So in short, get to know how social media works, digital marketing works, advertising works. But if you don't have the skills or the technicalities to this, it's okay because actually Lazada and Shopee has its own platform where sa loob mismo ng platform na yon, may mga modules on how you can do campaigns all for free without cost on your end. But if you wanted to extend more to the level where you wanted to use advertising, paid ads, then you have to either hire already people for you to that part, or you do it yourself, learn from it, train from it. So that's the second. The third one is this is where the sustainability will come in. Really innovate. You have built your brand. Now you continuously have to innovate. Number one, syempre, before you innovate, you have to build your brand. I always tell, like in my end, the reason why I can sell any products that I want, because what I built is a brand that is general. So let's say FranetaMall or name it ABC store. So regardless of whatever brand I put in there, as long as I built that brand of my store, I'm okay. The only thing that I have to work out na lang is my digital marketing or my advertising or utilizing the platform itself. Kasi yung platform mismo na meron tayo ngayon with the big players has its own advertising techniques na hindi ka naman gagastos. Kasi may mga sponsored ads na tawag din doon or campaign management that you can utilize. So, and then as you build your brand, syempre, you innovate. So those innovate in a sense na ako kasi, yung product ko na nag-number one nung nasimula ako sa Lazada, I still have it right now. But what I did, I rebranded it again. And instead of just putting in that product, I continues to get more products na either in line to what I sell or something na I would create from my own from scratch and make it another brand to sell. Hindi kasi pwedeng, may mga products kasing seasonal lang talaga. May mga brands
I
na
see.
seasonal lang, so you have to continuously innovate. So those are the three things lang that
Wow,
I'm in a nutshell.
Well, I love it. It's a crash course really in getting a better understanding of selling
Mm-hmm.
online. And I can see that it's like literally in your blood to sell all these different things. But then, I'm going to go back again to the background I discussed about you, no? And when I look at it, it's like I said, a multi-hyphenated background. You are a serial entrepreneur because aside from what you're doing here right now, you're in, aside from e-commerce, eSports, eBetting, eLearning, eHealth, eMedia, liquidation, and you're also doing NFT and crypto, blockchain.
Yes.
How does that all work? Okay, so once you have a better, I mean, e-commerce first. That's you're able to do
Mm-hmm.
that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you branch out from there. But how are you able to get into all these different platforms and still handle it yourself, or do you
Yes.
have partners to handle? Please help us better understand how you got into the other platforms as well.
Okay, thank you for bringing up that just to clarify kasi the reason why, so my starting businesses were the BDI, the Freneta Mall, and if you will notice, I also built I'm one of the founders of Innoventures Group and CM Venture. So Innoventures Group, this is where I am also partnered with Jason right now. So
Okay.
as we know, Jason is also basically a serial entrepreneur. So but prior to me us building this Innoventures group, which is actually a ventures group. In short, it's like a digital conglomerate focused on these different businesses or ventures. So under that wing, we have eSports, e-commerce, eHealth,
I see.
NFT. But ito kasi, yung mga ventures na yon, different businesses din mismo yon. In short, different companies din sila. So, we just put it all in one branding. So everything that we put, kasi our goal talaga is, we just acquired the IT and development firm, and right now we just built another firm which is more of the NFT, blockchain, or the metaverse, which is the hot topic right now, right? So and each of these ventures kasi we have, it's either we build it from our own, or we acquire it, or we partnered it with a third party and we built it from scratch. So that's how it works.
Okay. I'm
Ah, yeah.
I'm just double checking, MJ. Your signal's a bit dropping on for us. Can you just double check lang? Want to make sure that it's okay.
Ayan.
They're better, much
Is me
better now,
now?
much better. Yes, you're
Sorry.
back. No,
how,
can
how
you
about
say that
that?
again? Let's rewind
Okay.
about 30 seconds. You were saying, what were you doing now with the ventures?
Yeah, with the venture. So the ventures that we have right now is venture independent from each other. I should say independent. So I mean to say these are different companies under the wing of Innoventures Group. Ano? So what we do kasi is either we build it from our own from scratch, from our own idea, and we hire people and operate it, or we either acquire this from an existing business, and we help to co-manage and operate it, or it's either we just really invest into something that's already existing and we help them build more that brand or operate that brand. That's how we are doing with Innoventures Group. But you know, law attraction is really really true. It's because prior having Innoventures Group, the reason why I made it yung sa BDI, I made it business diversified intelligence. It's because from the word itself na diversified. Since then, I started to diversify my portfolio. Nung nagkakaroon ako ng opportunity to diversify from, and it all started because I was selling through e-commerce, to reinvest, to also putting on some amount of money to other ventures. So medyo nahasa na rin ako na mag-build ng mag-build. Ang nakakatuwa lang dito, every time that I build, it's not a guarantee that it's a success. So I always also fail. I fail here, but I get up again. I fail here, I get up again. I fail here. It's really a true blooded university of blood and tears of entrepreneurship,
Oh,
in short talaga, diba? So the good thing lang right now with what we're doing with Innoventures Group, is that I'm really very grateful that we have also, simula nung nag-pandemic kasi, collaborations and partnerships are really, really amassed already, di ba? So it's inevitable right now not to have, not having a partner or not having a collaboration. So because of that, malaking factor na we were able to make use of the pandemic, even especially right now, to really bounce back. Kasi lahat ng ginagawa nating ventures ngayon, particularly us, is these ventures are all digital. And that's our focus, to have pandemic-proof businesses. So yeah,
wow.
that's how it works.
Well, so all these different ventures that you're doing are all under the umbrella of Innoventures, where you're kind of like incubating each one of these different businesses. Uh,
Yes,
the
yes.
esports, all the other e-games, and pati the NFT, it's all over there, right? And then
Yes.
you kind of just find out which one does well right now. You don't put all your money one or the other, right?
Yes, correct. And all of these ventures din kasi, we have other partners also. Say for example, the reason that we just built is an NFT. It's a metaverse, right? So this metaverse is, it's not. We have other partners or founding team that we onboard here to help us out. So it's not only us, in short. But majority of the ventures that we have started and we've built and we have acquired within the Innoventures Group, is actually, we have built it from our own. So kasi nga, ang daming natutunan simula nung pandemic, or even prior pandemic. And I think because of the of the years of experiences, you get to know which ones uh, ang mag-fly at hindi. Or kung hindi ka sure, you just have to take the chance, take a leap, and try it out. So in short, dito pa mapasok talaga yung innovation. And that's my goal talaga personally. I was once asked by my teacher, nung elementary ata ko, or I'm not sure kung high school or college, what do you want to be when you grow up? Di ba? May mga ganong tanong, So, sagot ko doon, I don't really have a specific answer, but I wanted to have freedom. Yun ang sabi ko. I just wanted to have a freedom. Freedom of what? Freedom of everything. Freedom of resources, freedom of time, freedom of everything. And I think I can do that if I dictate what I wanted to do. So, and lo and behold, the good thing naman with what I'm doing right now, I have the control. We have the control. We have the time to whatever we want to do. We have we have all the chance and freedom to recreate, to build, to acquire, to invest, to really roll up, to help out, to ang sarap na pakinggan na you're not limited to any resources. And that's really possible if only people would see that every day is an opportunity. Opportunity for you to really shoot whatever you have in mind and just take a chance. Take a leap talaga. Aggressiveness minsan talaga, may pros and cons yan, no? But if you know how to calculate, it will bring you somewhere.
Wow, MJ, I'm so inspired by what you're sharing here right now. And having said all this no, I wish we had a lot of time to talk. But
Yeah,
you know what?
right?
I want to pick your brain just a bit more lang, because you're seeing so many opportunities emerging in e-commerce and in what you're doing. What are these different opportunities that you see right now that a lot of entrepreneurs can still enter into in the industries that you are involved with? Because some people are thinking like you were able to spot something that maybe that was not being done by the e-commerce players. So people are thinking, what? So there's still a lot of opportunities out there that are not being addressed.
Right.
What are these opportunities that you still see are available for even smaller entrepreneurs or mid-scale entrepreneurs to enter?
Right now kasi one thing that I can really, really advise or recommend is go with a venture where it can go global. And the only thing for you to have it go global, if that venture is something to work around the internet, because it's digital talaga. Actually, it's possible naman regardless if it's products or services. But if it's something that could be offered globally, then it's something that you want to consider. Lahat kasi ngayon matutunan mo na internet You can start even with small amount to no amount. You just have to be madiskarte on who to partner with, who to tap on. So that's why it's important yung relationships, important yung networks and connections. Just like
that's right.
Just
like us, just like us.
Just like us, right?
Exactly. Oh.
Correct. And then, but there are still some of the businesses or industry like to still tap personally also ito yung mga businesses na like for example I want to have my own resort yung mga ganon in real estate mga ganon naman I want to tap on those kind of ventures naman but dahil may metaverse na so I know this is a little bit of a technical na pero sa metaverse kasi you could have your own land, you could have your own resort, you could have your own hospital, you could have everything is possible. So ito yung one of the craziest, biggest, I should say, ambitious but very promising venture that we have right now. And I think it would be possible even for those who doesn't know much about crypto or doesn't know about metaverse and doesn't have that capital much, you can start up with something here. So yon because we will be the one to build that for you. Medyo spilled ako doon na.
No, I love it. But then so there's still a lot of opportunities available for people. And you know what? You're somebody who's very aggressive, like you said, in picking up different opportunities. Now, I know that, I'm thinking that you have your hands full. But, for an entrepreneur, their hands are never truly full. Parang they always want to accept more and more and more. But at this point, let's just say that, if you were thinking, if you had, in case you weren't doing what you're doing right now, if you had enough time or resources, what would you be doing right now? Or what are the other, what opportunities would you be pursuing right now if you weren't doing what you're doing right now?
I guess... if I'm not doing, does that include speaking, training?
Yeah, really. Whatever you feel, because there are things that either people are passionate about and they don't do it because because they don't have time or there's no money, or there are other opportunities. Wow, this is a big opportunity that's coming up also. But then, wala na akong oras. But sayang, I could have pursued that opportunity also.
That's a good question, ano? Parang feeling ko, pero parang dyan ako na-challenge sa tanong na yan, ano? Kasi on my end, parang lahat talaga sinubukan ko eh. So, imagine all industries, all experiences, parang subukan ko. Pero I think right now, I'm in a stage naman because I have my little family already. Iba naman siguro sa part ko. It's like more of, if I've been good at this part in what I'm doing right now, I want to also become, I want to be more passionate in my relationship with my family, with my kid, and my future
Very
more
important.
kids.
Very
Ganon. I
important.
think yun naman, yung parang I think I'm not into that level yet because I'm too focused with what I'm doing right now. But I make sure I have time for them, quality time in short. So, but that's I think my next ano naman. That's why I'm pushing everything that I am right now so that in time I would be able to exit and at least have that chance to spend more while I'm still young. So ganon. Yun yung mindset ko
I,
kasi naman ngayon. Mm.
I love that. And we had a conversation the other day, and I want to share this with you and also with the other people listening right now.
Sure.
That recently, my wife and I we've been taking a course
Oo
called
nga.
School for Parenting with the Love Institute with Coach Maribel Dario, and it's really been helpful for my relationship with my kids. Like you said, you've got a young months old ng anak mo, di
Right.
ba? How many months? Yeah,
Yeah, it's actually turning one na this weekend, so we're
one,
going
one.
out of the
Oh,
we're going
happy
out
birthday,
also.
advance happy birthday.
Oo nga.
Congratulations.
Thank
What a
you.
milestone. Oh, and
Mm-mm.
this class has been good, and especially, I have a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a
Mm-mm.
5-year-old. And the only thing I can say right now is I wish I took that class when my baby,
You're
when I had my first daughter at 1 year old, because it's been such great learning. But we were learning two things: how to be better parents, but also how to be better spouses to one another, because you have to have a good environment with your spouse to raise your kids well. So
right.
again, if anybody's listening here right now, that's a really great class. It's called the Parenting. It's called the Love Institute, and they've got a class right now for school for parents, and they also have a school
Wow.
for couples at the same time. So I think you guys would really love that. MJ, thanks so much for participating here. Before everything else, alam ko marami kang beses nadapa, marami kang beses tumayo rin.
Yeah.
And
Tayo
you've
na.
gone through so many different things. If you were to distill all your entrepreneurial insight and knowledge and share it with the next generation of entrepreneurs, what advice would you like to share with them?
I always I look forward to this last question usually, no, kasi I have my mantra talaga, or I should say ano ba to, motto every now and then. I always tell this, that the only way to predict the future is to create it now. So there's no other way for you to create the future, your tomorrow, your next week, or the plans that you have, because nobody else could really create that but today. So you have to take a leap, take a chance, bumangon, make something out of today that you haven't had done it from yesterday. And who would know? This might be your chance. This might be your turning point. This might be your break. And again, it's only you who could make that happen. Of course, with hard work, with prayers, with faith, with your family, with your supporters. Take this as your inspiration to come up with whatever you want to do. But again, the only way for you to predict the future really is no other than now. So you create it
Wow.
now so you could have your future you wanted.
Wow, bravo, MJ. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for coming here on
Thank
the show.
you.
And like you said earlier, I just want to let people know that I'm working with MJ right now in the Warehouse Club.
Yes.
Like I said, with Mercato Central, we're onboarding my products. Looking forward to learning a lot more from her as we grow the company
Right.
in Warehouse Club and also grow that in Metaverse at the same time. So again,
Right.
if you all enjoyed listening to this show, please make sure, if you're learning a lot from this podcast, please subscribe to this podcast, the RJ Ledesma Podcast on Google, Apple, and Spotify, and invite more friends to listen and subscribe to the RJ Ledesma Podcast. Again, guys, thanks so much for listening. We will see you next week. Again, MJ, thank you so much. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you.
much, everyone. God bless. Thank you, RJ.
Okay. Stay around, MJ. Hold on.
Sure.